Welcome to Data Privacy Training. We're really glad that you're with us. My name is John Vellacott, and I am the Director of Global Technology. Like many people who work in operations, I wear multiple hats. One of the hats that I wear is our Global Privacy Manager. Likely you are in some form of operational role or similar, and you've been asked to wear a hat related to data privacy. So we're really glad that you're with us.
And I'm Andrew Balducci. I'm a lawyer in the legal office with Crew, and I'm really excited to be with you for these trainings. As you can tell, we have different accents. I'm actually from Birmingham, Alabama, and John's from Birmingham, England. So you'll get two Birmingham accents that are slightly different, and you get to decide which one's better.
Thank you, Andrew. Andrew is a joy to work with. Andrew is one of our brilliant lawyers, but we love him anyway, and he's great to work with. We actually have a lot of fantastic people who work in our General Counsel's office, and I really enjoy working with our General Counsel's office. It's always a delight to work with you guys.
Well, thanks, and I'm really excited for y'all to be a part of this training that John and team put on. They do a lot to help these principles become accessible to you, so I'm excited for this week.
Great. You're going to hear from several of our global privacy team over the coming trainings, and we're really looking forward to journeying with you through your learning about data privacy.
So the first thing we want to do is just talk about what is data privacy. So why are we here? What are we doing in this time together? And what we want to start off with is the definition, which is the appropriate handling of personal data. So this doesn't mean that we want to restrict data or not gather it for the purposes we need. We just want to use it and store it and have its life cycle be in a way that's responsible. So as we interact with constituents and donors and people that we minister to, we want to think about how do we as an organization hold that data in an accountable way. And similar to finance, data privacy requires and we want to have good policies and internal controls. One other thing I'd like to say is the difference between privacy and security. So with security, you're thinking about storing data in a way that's not accessible to bad actors or to people that shouldn't be there. But privacy is the way in which you use it once it's inside your system. So to say it a very simple way, you can have security without privacy, but you can't have privacy without security.
Great. So why is privacy important for our ministry? I'm sure many of you are working in environments which have laws that have emerged in the last few years around data privacy. Most of our countries are now seeing some form of data privacy laws, and we're thinking more and more about the importance of handling data appropriately, especially as we're seeing an increase in cyber incidents and other threats. It's becoming important to our ministry that we take this topic seriously. But I believe as a Christian organization, we have a more foundational reason to care about privacy. And we're going to read about this in the Bible in the book of Titus. The book of Titus is a book that is about trustworthiness. And I think it's important that we as a Christian ministry operate in a way that is trustworthy. And this is a central theme of the book of Titus. It talks about generational trust, it talks about the trust of leaders, it talks about trust in many different ways in the community and how we operate ourselves. One of the synonyms for trustworthiness in Titus is doing what is good. It talks about that we should do what is good. We're going to read about that in a few verses from Titus 3.
Okay, so the first verse we have here is, remind the people to be subject to the rulers and authorities, to be obedient, to be ready to do whatever is good, to slander no one, to be peaceable and considerate, and always to be gentle towards everyone.
This is a trustworthy saying, and I want to stress these things so that those who have trusted in God may be careful to devote themselves to doing what is good. These things are excellent and profitable for everyone, but avoid foolish controversies and genealogies and arguments and quarrels about the law, because these are unprofitable and useless.
And then my favorite verse of this section, because we need all the kindness we can get to lawyers, is do everything you can to help Zenas the lawyer and Apollos on their way and see that they have everything they need. Our people must learn to devote themselves to doing what is good in order to provide for urgent needs and not live unproductive lives.
Thank you. Now, I love this section in Titus because it really clarifies how important doing things the right way is important for the local church. That trustworthiness is important because God is trustworthy. We need to be trustworthy. It's very clear in this snapshot that they're dealing with some legal complexities. They have a lawyer and they're instructed to treat the lawyer well. It's clear that the church is operating in a way that is grazing against some of the local laws. And it talks about we can easily devolve ourselves into endless, mindless quarrels about the law. But instead, we need to focus on doing what is good and being trustworthy. And I love this in the last verse here. Our people must learn to devote themselves to doing what is good in order to provide for urgent needs and not live unproductive lives. If I'm reading this right, and I think I am, another way of saying this is trustworthiness is a prerequisite for MPD health and ministry effectiveness. I'll say this a second time. Trustworthiness is a prerequisite for MPD health and ministry effectiveness. If we want to succeed at our mission, it is essential that we build and maintain the highest levels of trust with our staff, with our donors, and with our ministry contacts. It is essential, it's mission critical that we care about things like data privacy because the principles behind privacy will help us succeed at the mission. Most countries around the world now have comprehensive data privacy laws. Everywhere in blue on this map is a country where there are currently comprehensive data privacy laws in place. Everywhere in red is a country where there is a pending bill and there's about to be comprehensive data privacy laws in place.
As you can see, the United States is neither in red nor blue, and that's because there is not a national data privacy regulation that is in place. There are a number of state laws that regulate the use of data, and there are also sector-based laws that regulate things like healthcare data, but there's no federal or national data protection law.
So you can see that data protection is no longer simply a European thing, it's now a global thing. And regardless what country you serve in, you likely serve in a place where you either have data privacy laws, you're about to have data privacy laws, or you process data from countries that do have data privacy laws.